These three hairstyles are aging you, and you don't even realize it. Wise advice coming up. What if your hairstyle, yes, the one you've trusted for years, is quietly adding a decade to your look? Many women over 60 stick with familiar styles, not realizing how much they've changed over time. It's not about trends, it's about finding what truly flatters you now. Today, we're revealing 3 common hairstyles that could be aging you more than you think, and the simple changes that can make you look and feel years younger. Stay with us. This might change the way you see your hair forever. Meet Carol. She's 67, vibrant, sharp, and full of warmth, the kind of person everyone gravitates toward at family gatherings. For over 3 decades, Carol's worn the same straight, shoulder-length hairstyle. It was her signature look back in her 30s, and it always felt like her. But recently, a casual comment from her granddaughter caught her off guard. "Grandma, you kind of look like your old yearbook photo." At first, she laughed. But later, she stood in front of the mirror and really looked, and realized her hair hadn't changed, even though she had. Over time, our hair texture, face shape, and even skin tone shift. And what once made us feel stylish might now be quietly working against us. Carol's story is one many women can relate to, clinging to a look out of comfort, while unintentionally letting it age them. If you've ever wondered whether your hairstyle is still serving you, you're not alone. And you're in the right place. Stick around, because we're revealing 3 common hairstyles that could be aging you, and how to fix them. If this resonates with you already, go ahead and tap that like button. And don't forget to subscribe for more practical, uplifting advice to help you feel your best after 60. As we grow older, it's not just our experiences and wisdom that evolve. Our features do too. Our skin loses elasticity, our hair changes in texture and density, and even the shape of our face subtly shifts. But here's the part most of us overlook. The hairstyle we've worn for years, sometimes even decades, may no longer complement the person we've become. Take Carol, for instance. Her trusted hairstyle, once sleek and face-framing, now falls flat. It no longer lifts her features or highlights her natural glow. Instead, it draws attention to areas she'd rather soften, like the jawline or temples, giving an unintentionally tired or outdated appearance. It's not that her hairstyle is bad. It's just out of sync with her current self. And she's not alone. So many women over 60 find themselves clinging to the comfort of a familiar cut, unaware that it's quietly emphasizing the very things they'd prefer to play down. A heavy fringe might overshadow thinning brows. Long, unlayered lengths can drag the face downward, and blunt, one-length cuts might lack the movement and softness that mature features benefit from. But here's the truth. This isn't about vanity. This is about self-expression. About feeling like your outer self reflects the vibrant, strong, and beautiful woman you are today. When your hairstyle works with your changing features instead of against them, something magical happens. You feel lighter, more confident, more you. Think of it like updating your wardrobe. You wouldn't wear the exact same clothes you wore 30 years ago, not because they're bad, but because your style, body, and sense of self have evolved. Your hair deserves the same attention. So if you've ever looked in the mirror and felt like something was just off, even though you can't quite put your finger on it, your hairstyle might be the missing piece. And don't worry, we're not here to push trends or drastic makeovers. We're here to help you make small, smart changes that lift your features, brighten your look, and leave you feeling fresh and empowered. Up next, we're diving into the first hairstyle that's aging you without you even realizing it. And trust us, this one's more common than you think. But before we get into it, if this is speaking to you so far, let us know in the comments. Have you ever felt like your hair just isn't doing you any favors anymore? We'd love to hear your story. Let's talk about the first hairstyle that might be adding years to your appearance without you even noticing. Long, flat hair with no layers. Now, long hair can be beautiful at any age, but when it's left heavy, shapeless, and all one length, it often has the opposite effect of what we want. As we age, our hair naturally becomes finer and loses the bounce it once had. so when it hangs too long and straight, it pulls the eyes downward, emphasizing sagging around the jawline or neck. Instead of lifting your features, it drags them down. The result? A look that feels weighed down, dull, and yes, older than you really are. Carol had this exact issue. Her hair fell past her shoulders with no shape or movement. She thought it made her look classic, but in reality, it was overwhelming her face and washing her out. Her granddaughter even asked if she was tired all the time. That's when it clicked. Her hair was aging her more than time ever could. Imagine wearing a winter coat that's 2 sizes too big. Sure, it's comfortable, but it swallows your shape, hides your figure, and makes you look slouched and bulky. That's what overly long hair can do to your face. It doesn't frame it, it hides it. So what can you do instead? You don't have to chop it all off. A smart refresh can work wonders. Start by trimming it to shoulder length, a universally flattering point that brings back balance and softness. Or if you love your length, add in soft layers to create movement and volume. Layers lift the hair, giving it life and bounce, and they can highlight your best features, like your cheekbones or eyes. If you color your hair, consider incorporating highlights or lowlights that add depth and dimension, because flat color combined with flat shape only amplifies the lifeless look. With just a few small changes, your hair can go from dragging you down to lifting you up. And remember, this isn't about cutting your identity. It's about evolving it. Carol kept her style long, but added layers and a slight wave, and the compliments started rolling in. She looked brighter, lighter, and most importantly, more like the vibrant woman she felt like inside. Have you ever had a long hairstyle that just didn't feel right anymore, even though it used to be your go-to? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you handled it, or if you're considering a change now. Let's move on to the second sneaky style that could be aging you more than you realize: the boxy one-length bob. Now don't get us wrong, the bob can be a timeless and elegant haircut. But here's where it goes wrong. When it's cut blunt, straight across, and lacks any softness or layering, it can turn harsh. This kind of boxy bob creates strong horizontal lines that emphasize the angles of your face, especially the jaw and chin, without giving any lift or fluidity. And for those of us in our 60s or beyond, that can unintentionally highlight features like sagging or volume loss rather than balance them out. Linda, our earlier character, tried a chin-length bob, thinking it would be an easy, stylish update. But instead, she noticed her face looked more squared off in photos, and it actually made her look more serious and stern than she felt. Her hair had structure, yes, but no softness. It lacked the gentle movement that adds a youthful, effortless vibe. Here's a way to think about it. Imagine pulling out a favorite outfit from your 30s. Maybe it once hugged you in all the right places, made you feel confident, put together. But now, it feels stiff, outdated, like it's not made for the person you are today. That's exactly what happens with the boxy bob. It doesn't adapt to the changes that come with time. But don't worry, this isn't about throwing out the bob altogether. It's about reimagining it. Instead of going for a blunt, uniform cut, opt for a layered bob that softens your features and gives your hair movement. Ask your stylist for gentle layers around the face or subtle tapering at the ends. These changes create a more flattering silhouette that adds lightness and frames the face without harsh lines. Adding a slight wave or a bit of texture can make a world of difference, giving the look dimension and approachability. Some women even benefit from an asymmetrical bob, slightly longer in the front than the back, which can draw the eye upward and give the illusion of a lifted neckline. It's all about working with your features, not against them. Remember, you're not trying to hide your age. You're trying to highlight your best self at this stage of life. And when your hairstyle reflects your spirit, the whole world notices. What's your favorite hairstyle? Have you ever tried a bob before? Or are you thinking about one now? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's hear what's worked for you, or what hasn't. Let's talk about the third hairstyle that might be silently adding years to your look: the flat, heavy fringe. Now, bangs can absolutely work wonders. They can frame the face, hide a high forehead, and even add a playful or sophisticated touch. But here's the catch. When the fringe is cut too thick and blunt, especially if it lies flat across your forehead, it can do more harm than good. Why? A heavy, straight-across fringe tends to create a visual block. It hides your face instead of opening it up, drawing attention to any lines or texture around the eyes and forehead. Worse, if your hair naturally lacks volume or has thinned over the years, the fringe may sit limp and lifeless, further emphasizing tiredness or dullness. Think of it like this. Imagine putting a thick curtain over a beautiful window. Instead of letting natural light in, the curtain closes everything off, making the whole space feel dim and restricted. That's what a heavy fringe can do to your face. It cuts off the natural openness and glow that makes you feel and look more youthful. That was exactly the case for Diane, a 67-year-old retired interior designer with a creative streak. She'd worn thick bangs for years, convinced they made her look edgy and stylish. But during a family photo shoot, her daughter gently pointed out that the bangs were overwhelming her face and making her look almost hidden. Diane didn't notice it before, but once she saw the photos, it clicked. Her hairstyle wasn't highlighting her features, it was drowning them. But the fix? Simple and stylish. Instead of a heavy, blunt fringe, try switching to a side-swept bang or a lighter, feathered fringe. These styles open up your face, soften your look, and blend naturally into the rest of your hair. They draw the eye diagonally, which creates a lifting effect, a subtle but powerful way to counteract any downward pull that age might bring. Even better, a side-swept fringe can be tailored to flatter your specific face shape. Have high cheekbones? A layered sweep will highlight them. Want to soften a square jawline? A gentle diagonal bang adds balance. And if you wear glasses, a lighter fringe won't compete for space. It'll frame your face instead of fighting with it. You don't have to ditch bangs entirely, just give them a modern refresh. Diane eventually went for a wispy, side-swept look that brought light back to her eyes. She said she felt like her old self again, only lighter, more open, and more confident in her skin. Because the truth is, our hair should lift us, not weigh us down. When your style matches your energy, it shows. Do you wear bangs or know someone who does? How do you feel about them? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your fringe experiences and how they've worked or not for you. So, what should you look for when choosing a hairstyle that flatters you now, not 20 years ago? Focus on 3 key things: volume, softness, and shape. As we age, our hair naturally loses density and elasticity. That means flat, rigid styles can unintentionally highlight what we want to soften. Instead, go for cuts that bring lift at the crown, movement around the face, and gentle layers that add life without too much effort. Avoid sharp angles or heavy one-length cuts. They can create a boxy effect and draw the face downward. Instead, ask your stylist for styles that gently curve or taper around your features. A shoulder-length layered lob, long bob, a soft pixie with volume at the crown, or even a mid-length cut with curtain bangs can all add lightness and modern flair. Remember Linda? After years of holding on to her old style, she finally took the leap and went for a layered lob with volume at the roots and soft face-framing pieces. She couldn't believe the difference. Not only did she look more refreshed, but she said something even more important. She felt like herself again. Her friends noticed right away. "You look so rested," one of them said. And it wasn't just the hair, it was her confidence showing through. That's the power of a well-chosen style. It's not about chasing youth. It's about embracing your beauty today with choices that lift you up. A little tweak in your hairstyle can transform more than just your reflection. It can transform how you feel when you walk into a room. What's the hairstyle that made you feel your best? Share your favorite cut or styling tip in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else to make that long overdue change. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. A sister, a friend, or even your hairdresser. You never know who's just one haircut away from feeling confident again.